Hi guys, I want to do a quick video on my review of the Aragon conference. It took place in London weekend just gone, the 26th, 27th of October. So you have to bear with me, I'm not the best at videos as it is, and it's been a few months since I've done one, so yeah, we'll get through this. It's basically overview of the conference. It's a 2-day seminar, both days about 9:30, 10ish start, finished about 4:30. First thing I'd say it was massive bonus again was the networking. So had some top trainers there from all over the UK, guys are flown from Europe as well. So when you have people from just amazing gyms, online trainers and coaches, you have bodybuilders and physique models. Network opportunities were amazing. And we all sort of chatted in the breaks, got together at the end. Had a meal out on the Saturday as well, so yeah, it's brilliant just to kind of hang with other like-minded people really. So basically the conference first day, Alan went over a lot of what I call kind of the mechanisms of nutrition, sort of the ins and outs, more kind of sciencey stuff. So mainly focused around, first it was all on protein, which was really good because there's a lot of stuff that I suppose we kind of know, or at least think we know, but maybe we're not sure why. We've read some certain stuff either in the lay media or we've heard it from other trainers or we've read it in magazines, but we're not sure why those recommendations are given. And what I was really pleased at, not just on the protein front but in the conference as a whole, was that everything Alan advised was just so straightforward and sensible basically. There were no extremes, there's nothing absolutely crazy. The main take home from protein was that generally we don't eat enough of it as a general population. But also, at the other end of the scale, you've got bodybuilders slamming 3 grams per pound a day, and that's really not needed either. So Alan's recommendation was about 1 gram a day, which is a bit higher than what a lot of the studies say we need, but as he said, likes a bit of a safety net, likes a bit of a buffer, and I have to say that's what I tend to go for with my clients as well. Tend to go 1 gram per pound when maintaining or trying to gain weight. We might go slightly over that depending on carb intake when they're trying to cut weight. He also went over carbs slightly as well. That kind of extended into the second day too. But yeah, that was the basic essence of the first day, so sort of the nuts and bolts of nutrition. Second day, it was, I'd say, it's much like the first day, I'd say the second day was probably my favourite, and talking to other guys there as well, I think they had the same sort of feedback really. So looked over a lot about fats, about the controversy surrounding fats. Again, like protein, people tend to fall into 2 camps. You've got the guys who go, low fat this, low fat that. They're stuck in the 80s, following guys like Dean Ornish, following American Heart Association guidelines, don't eat saturated fats, don't eat trans fats, all of this. Likewise, you've got the people who say, I don't believe that, 2 fingers up to the government, I'm going to eat my body weight in butter every day because fats are good. And it's kind of, again, a middle ground. If you're at either end, you're, I wouldn't say doing it wrong, but you're a bit of an idiot, basically. Same thing, people stressing over omega-3 versus omega-6 intake, people stretching over monos versus polys versus saturated fats. All of that is just minutiae, really. If you're eating oily fish on a regular basis, if you're generally getting a good variety of foods, it really doesn't matter about fats a lot of the time. Alan even said, like trans fats, even man-made trans fats to a certain degree, yes, they're probably not amazing. Are they going to cure you if you have them in small quantities? Absolutely not. Again, we're talking about dealing with healthy, fit people who are eating lots of veggies, eating micronutrient-dense diets, eating lots of protein, not overdoing the carbs, and people like that, saturated and trans fats really aren't too much of an issue at all. Went into a bit, which was probably my favourite bit of the whole weekend, which was debunking the paleo diet. Now, first up, I will say this, and I believe it's Alan's view as well, without speaking for him, but if the paleo diet works for you, if you enjoy doing it, and you can get whatever results you want on it, then crack on, feel free to do what you want to do. But recommending it as a matter of course to someone is just plain idiotic, basically. Alan challenged anyone to call him out on the idea that whole grains, legumes and dairies have ever been shown to be detrimental to healthy humans in a well-conducted study. So we're not talking about rat studies, we're not talking about taking tissue out of the body and looking at the effect on it there. We're not talking about people with certain diseases, digestive issues, stuff like that. Big point was a lot of people saying, you shouldn't eat gluten, shouldn't eat nightshade, shouldn't eat whatever because people are intolerant to it. And that is true to an extent, but around I think it was 1.2% of the population have celiac disease. So when you weigh it up like that, more people have allergies to shellfish, nuts and eggs and that. Well, the paleo diet doesn't say, these things you can have intolerances and allergies to, so you shouldn't eat them. So I believe his line, which is quite amusing, was, if you're going to give stupid advice, at least be uniform in giving stupid advice. So again, not trying to hate on paleo people. If it works for you, go ahead and do it. But there's no scientific backing to it generally whatsoever. And a lot of the studies that he brought up to show paleo folks' reasoning for following the paleo diet were really poorly conducted, and I believe everyone actually had a much, much higher protein intake for the group following a paleo style diet than the other type of diet, the control group, the supposedly more uniform westernised diet, which, again, back to the protein issue, it's going to have a massive impact in how the results stand out. The other thing was, in terms of life expectancy, the 5 healthiest populations in the world, all of them consume grains and beans. All of them actually consume not that much meat and fish, actually. Some of them are almost vegetarian. And they all drink alcohol on a regular basis, as well as things like coffee and sugars. So really, again, I suppose he kind of debunked paleo, really, which I found quite cool. I'm trying to think what else did. So that's me. But then in the afternoon, it was kind of client, how to apply all the stuff to it, really. So how to work with clients. He brought up some case studies, a lot of Q&A. So basically, it was by far the best seminar I think I've been to. Only 2 days, but it came with so much information and practical information as well. So it's not one of those courses where you get this handout and you come back and you think, oh, it's brilliant. You look at it all and think, yeah, great, I could do an exam on it, but how do I apply it to my clients? This was completely the other way around. If he's ever over again, definitely go and see him. I would recommend any other nutrition conferences like that one as well. Now, in fact, I'll put a link in the description box, but the same guys who did this, ran this seminar, are also doing one with Brad Schoenfelder. So there's a flyer there. I'll put the link up for it. Basically, it's Brad's over for 2 days. So if you're familiar with Alan, you've probably heard of Brad, because I'd say, while they work together a lot, I'd say Brad's kind of the training version of Alan, very much science and evidence-based, and just sound really very middle ground, not extremist at all. There's one in Bath on the 24th of January, and there's a London one, which I'll be attending on the 25th. So, website for that is maximalhypertrophy.com, but I'll put a link in the description box, as I said. Basically, if you ever get a chance to see Alan speak, ever get a chance to go to a similar conference, I'd definitely recommend it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Any questions, pop them below, and I'll just put that link in the description box. See you soon.